With the release of Steel Division 2, the embargo for the interview I had with Eugen Systems about Steel Division 2 has also been lifted. So today I'll be talking about some of the major points made during the interview and also the questions and answers that we went over throughout. So first of all, we started off by discussing the fact that both of these games, Steel Division 1 and Steel Division 2, are completely different games. So at the end, we were really with the opinion that people could still switch from one another if they wanted different theaters or different mechanics to play around with. Speaking of new theaters, Steel Division 2 is a completely new theater with a new nation and sets of battle groups. But speaking of battle groups, the battle groups from Steel Division 1 were maintained. So people, if they had Steel Division 1, they will still be able to use those battle groups as well. Now, the graphics were overhauled completely in Steel Division 2, as you can see in this video, but also in the gameplay videos that I will have out right now as well. So they built it from the ground up. It wasn't just a copy-paste from Steel Division 1. And speaking of, they also implemented new mechanics and improved upon a lot of mechanics that were also already there in Steel Division 1. Now, Steel Division 2 is designed towards the situation on the Eastern Front. And this is very important for a lot of mechanics in the game. Longer range engagements were preferred in that campaign and also have been emphasized in the second installment of this series. So that actually brings me to one of the new mechanics. So tank damage at range. In Steel Division 1, sometimes larger caliber tanks didn't do as much damage as smaller caliber tanks at max range for some reason. Now, larger caliber tanks will actually maintain their damage at, like, let's say max range better or more so relative to smaller caliber tanks at the same range. So let's say you have a 78 mil and an 88 mil firing at 2 kilometers. The 88 will maintain its damage properties or damage values better. So the aim of this beta, by the way, if I am correct, it will last 48 hours, and after this period, the things people liked or didn't like will be analyzed and either worked upon, emphasized, or improved, or changed, deleted, you name it, followed by a new beta phase. So in this way, they can basically work on these chunks of info that they got from us. So definitely, if there's things that you don't like, put them in the comment section or put them down in the forums. Now, the front line, which was one of the major discussion points in my previous video, is implemented to resemble World War II more. Now, in Modern Warfare, frontline is vaguer, right? Let's look at even, the Syria campaign, all the insurgent campaigns. There is really no front line. It's just everywhere and nowhere. So, and in World War II was more frontline based, where the entire force of a country was focused on literally pushing that front line towards the enemy capital. And in modern combat, this is less emphasized upon. It's more about these spec ops attacks, these flankings, these behind enemy line action. Although we do know that the paratroopers landed behind enemy line, but that is that has also been implemented in the game mechanics. So World War II, more frontline based. The focus during that time was actually frontline based. Modern Warfare, not so much. So will units that are on precision shot return fire when fired at? And this was the first question that I asked, because artillery units can be put on, well, really like AT guns or tanks, can be put on precision shot, which makes them only fire when they have a 40% hit chance and penetration chance. Now, and the answer for this question was yes, they will return fire when fired at. So that is really good, because there's really no use in waiting for an enemy which is firing at you to show its side. They will just fire at the enemy, although the hit and penetration chance might be below the threshold. And we always, this is what they said, by the way, they always need to balance two things: natural tactics and behavior of units, while also keeping the player in command in a sufficient way. Like, they don't just want all of your units to be an AI and just, do whatever they think should be okay. Like, you're basically the commander, but there needs to be a certain amount of AI behavior going on there. And second question that I asked was, has the fallen back mechanic been improved? Because a lot of times I saw these units just rush towards the enemies when they were fallen back or when they were panicked, and yeah, it really just ruined it in a lot of ways. And their response to this was that it is a tricky mechanism, which I do agree with, and it's still a work in progress. And is currently very situational, so infantry can crawl now in Steel Division 2, and we'll be able to get away from danger in a more safer way. So there's two ways that units retreat. There's either a tactical retreat, where units will run towards cover or use cover to retreat, or a more chaotic retreat during, you know, they will just run for their lives when they have 27 tanks firing at them. Now, next question was, are there units that are better at breaking through, going over, or destroying defensive structures? Now, since we have barbed wire here implemented in this game, I was wondering if you can destroy them, if you can get rid of them. And they said no, because in reality it was very difficult to destroy these lines of barbed wire. All enemy units will be slowed down by these defenses such as barbed wire, and if they were destructible, people would just use arty and destroy them, resulting in, you know, them becoming obsolete or being irrelevant throughout the game. Next question that is a little bit different was about server hosting. Now, will server hosting be supported in this game? Probably. They're definitely thinking of it. It won't be implemented at launch, but they do want to, they kind of hinted at me here. They said they want to publish maps and also tools to make players' life easier. So who knows, there might be some interesting things coming up there. Now in Steel Division 1 there was a certain amount of modding that people could do. One of my favorite ones was probably to remove like the blue and red silhouettes that houses were given when units are in there. So I asked how accessible will Steel Div 2 will be, you know, be in terms of modding. At launch, similar to Steel Division 1, so we will have modding abilities. And other things that they didn't want to reveal there and then, but they are thinking of it, is to definitely have a possibility to expand upon the modability of this game. So they might do some more modding changes to the game. Now the main focus right now is to focus on the game mechanics at first, and they're evaluating and exploring potential things to add to the game. So yeah, they want us to use nice tools and get a reward, basically. And this was also one of the major things, major drive points behind you know, optimizing the mechanics or implementing new mechanics, and also boosting the graphics, the sounds, the feelings, the explosions, you name it. Because people just like to blow things up, let's be honest. And this is why we play these games. It's just the satisfaction of seeing one tank hit the other one in the face and it just blowing up. But yeah, so I think I'm just gonna wrap it up here, boys. Hopefully you guys found some of these points useful. I think some of them have definitely addressed some of the questions I had, or some of the issues I thought I would have when looking at that gameplay video. And I've already played the game before it was released, and that video is also out. It is a 1v1 skirmish against the AI, and I'll just be talking about the game in general, so definitely hit that up. But yeah, so at the moment of releasing this video, I will also be live on YouTube and Twitch, hopefully, if multi-streaming works. So definitely hop on that and we can get some games going. If you want to get in contact with me, please do check out the description for my social media, such as Instagram, since I will also be doing a giveaway of this game. And for the, if you want to know what those requirements are, is basically subscribe to this channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and comment on my latest Instagram post, because I will be choosing whoever comments there as a winner. So definitely hop on there, and I do post some other interesting things there as well. But yeah, that's it. Really excited about this game, really looking forward to the campaign and so on, and just hoping that we get some really intense games going on here throughout the months and maybe years after release of this title. And yeah, we'll just see how the channel goes. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed. I'll see you guys back on the battlefield.
Jawohl, Kommandant. Vorwärts und immer nach dem Feind Ausschau halten. Gute Arbeit, Winchester.